My great-grandma is an Armenian genocide survivor. When the genocide started in 1915, my great-grandma was 12. She watched her whole family murdered, basically one by one. Her father was beat to death by the Turkish soldiers. Her oldest sister committed suicide on the long march to the death camps. Her mother and her baby brother were smothered in a crammed train on the way to the death camps. And she made it all the way as a 12-year-old to Der Zor, which was basically like what the Auschwitz was for the Jewish people and the Nazis, was what Der Zor was. It was the place where most of the Armenians were being taken and worked to death and murdered. It was the biggest camp, and she was able to escape that camp. My great-grandma survived this genocide and made it to America at 18 years old. The resilience that it took for that woman to do all that, and then to get to America and to still have kids, which were my grandparents. And then I remember sitting on my great-grandma's lap growing up. She started telling me stories about the genocide when I was like 6 or 7. I mean, she told me how she watched her family get murdered when I was 8. You know, just like in passing conversation. I didn't even know what was going on, but she was now the story carrier of this genocide now from first eyes experience. And now I am her great-grandchild who now have to carry this story, because if we don't remember what happened to the Armenians, if the Armenians don't remember what happened to the Armenians, the rest of the world is not going to. I mean, Turkey still denies it. There's still people that deny the genocide, don't want to talk about it. Once you forget these pockets of history, we're doomed to repeat it. Absolutely, 100%. That's why we have to understand the Holocaust and what happened to the Jewish people during World War II. It's why we have to understand what happens to war and how easily we are able to dismiss humans and push them aside and kill them for our own political causes or for money or for power or for whatever. That's what I think about when I go into each of my stories. It's like, how do I humanize people so that they're relatable to people way outside of their common experience, preserve that story so that my kids and their kids and their kids have access to a story that will make ultimately all of us a little bit better, a little bit more compassionate, a little bit more empathetic, a little bit more kind, and also righteous indignation for the evil that happens out there. Because I'm also not naive to the brutality of evil men and women and what hard people have to do in order to stop it.